The latest satellite aerial images have been made public by the media in recent days. The satellite images show that the DPRK has begun construction of a second large tonnage main frigate. This time, the ship was not built indoors but on an outdoor platform. Therefore, the satellite aerial photography can roughly calculate the size of the new generation of North Korean frigates. A question arises: how does North Korea's new generation of frigates perform? Today we will talk about this issue. First of all, let's talk about the current stage of the North Korean Navy. The North Korean Navy's current main battle force consists of 6,000-ton corvettes, 3 of which are Namjin class. Although they use a partial stealth design, but the degree of automation still remains at the stage of manual gun operation. The remaining 3 ships, the Rojin class and the Suhu class, are products of the 1970s and 1980s, and their technical performance is seriously outdated. Compared with the South Korean Navy's huge fleet of Jeongjo-daeng-class destroyers and Cheongdam-class frigates, there is a clear generation gap in the North's surface forces. The mass construction of the new frigates is clearly aimed at reversing this strategic imbalance. Measured by satellite imagery, the ship is about 120 meters long and 16 meters wide, and with reference to the parameters of China's Type 054 and Francis Lafayette class, international military analysts generally agree that its full loaded displacement is in the range of 3,500 to 4,000 tons. This tonnage in the global naval equipment system belongs to the category of medium-sized frigates, but for a long time to rely on small ships in North Korea, marking a qualitative leap in the combat platform. It is noteworthy that the ship adopts a flying sheer bow design similar to that of the U.S. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, with a fully enclosed superstructure, showing a deliberate pursuit of stealth performance. The obvious chimney structure in the middle of the hull suggests that the ship's power system may be a gas turbine configuration, but whether it is a diesel-fueled or all-fueled power system is still a matter of debate. Considering the limitations of North Korea's indigenous power development capabilities, most experts tend to believe that the core power components may have been transferred from Russia or Eastern European countries. This speculation stems from the significantly strengthened military cooperation dynamics between North Korea and Russia in recent years, especially after the meeting between the two countries' defense ministers in 2023, when it was revealed that the Russian side has resumed exporting military technology to the DPRK. What has sparked the most interest is the ship's electronic combat system, as seen in the construction footage made public by the DPRK. There are 4 square plinths reserved on both sides of the bridge, obviously for the installation of phased array radar arrays. Although the size of the antenna is significantly smaller than the 346 radar of the Chinese Type 055, there are similar characteristics with the Russian Type 22350 frigates, 2 Jin helmet radar system. If it is confirmed that it is equipped with a 4-surface solid-state active phased array radar, it means that the DPRK has mastered the shipborne area air defense capability for the first time, which will have a far-reaching impact on the battlefield situational awareness in the direction of the Yellow Sea and the Sea of Japan. The configuration of the weapon system is equally intriguing. Frigate reserved Patot unit installation space triggered speculation about the air defense missile system. Taking into account the phased array radar and Patot system tactical synergy needs, the possibility of using the Russian-made, Redoubt, Patot system is higher, but also does not rule out North Korea based on land-based, Lightning 5, air defense system for shipboard transformation. This technology path, although there is a difficulty in the integration of fire control, but can maintain maximum autonomy of the equipment. In terms of anti-ship weapons, it is most likely to use an improved version of the existing Venus 3 supersonic anti-ship missile, which has a range of 300 kilometers and is sufficient to cover the main shipping lanes of the Korea Strait. Analyzed from the perspective of strategic deployment, the DPRK's East and West Coast fleets each need flagship-class combat platforms, and it is expected that the number of ships of this type will be built at least 3 to replace the old Rojin-class frigates. If the new frigate and the North Korean Air Force make 29 fleet to form the air and sea coordinated combat system, theoretically can be established in the offshore local air defense circle, which South Korea's Dokdo class amphibious assault ships constitute a deterrent should not be underestimated, but need to soberly understand that, even if the completion of the construction of all plans, the Korean naval force ratio still exists structural gap. The South Korean Army not only has 12 destroyers, 25 frigates scale advantage, but also in the shipborne information technology, anti-submarine warfare, long-distance strikes, and other areas of the intergenerational leadership. Deeper observation shows that the modernization process of the DP Navy is constrained by multiple factors. Firstly, the domestic shipbuilding industry has a weak foundation in precision machining and composite material application, which restricts the enhancement of equipment performance. Secondly, international sanctions have led to difficulties in acquiring key subsystems, which forces the adoption of the saving machine type mode of equipment development. Furthermore, the limited military expenditures need to be balanced between the nuclear missile project and the conventional forces, which restricts the continuous investment in large ships. In addition, limited military spending needs to be balanced between nuclear and conventional forces, which limits the continued investment in large ships. These structural bottlenecks have made it difficult to achieve leapfrog development in naval construction. A recent assessment report by the Korea Institute for National Defense pointed out that the actual combat effectiveness of North Korea's new frigates may be lower than the parameters on paper. The phased array radar system's continuous on-time, multi-target tracking capability, and the success rate of intercepting naval and air missiles all require a huge system to support, which poses a severe test for the North Korean Army's C-4ISR system. But the symbolic significance of this type of ship cannot be ignored. It marks that North Korea is trying to build asymmetric plus conventional, composite maritime deterrence system through a limited technological breakthrough to enhance the bargaining chips of strategic negotiations. From the perspective of the evolution of regional security patterns, North Korea's naval equipment upgrades and Russia's Far East strategy, there is a potential linkage. If the new frigate is equipped with Russian-made Zircon hypersonic missiles, it can theoretically form a deterrent to the U.S. military bases in Japan, which is a small possibility but has already triggered a high degree of concern among the U.S. and Japanese intelligence departments. At the same time, South Korea to accelerate the construction of South Korea-style three-axis system plans to deploy the first 10,000-ton Aegis ship in 2026. The South Korean maritime arms race spiral escalation trend. Objectively speaking, the appearance of North Korea's new frigate has changed rather than balanced the peninsula's military landscape. It exposes the urgent need of the Pyongyang authorities to upgrade their conventional war power, and also reflects the fragility of the regional security architecture. The future direction of the situation on the peninsula will depend on whether the parties concerned can find a breakthrough in arms control and confidence-building measures, so as to avoid falling into a vicious circle of security dilemma. For the DPRK, how to maximize the benefits of defense modernization with limited resources remains a strategic issue that needs to be resolved in the long term.